what the hell is going on between the sheets in my home. Baby, wait, let me explain before you start to point your can. Girl, I'm about to have a fit. Oh, it's about to be some shit. How did I get into this? Shoulda never came home with it. You low down, dirty woman, back to where you come from. But baby, wait, no, wait, my ass hit the streets. Your ass is grass. And that, girl, is what it's giving with Drake, okay? Just a little piece, honey. It's giving federal, okay? It's giving, we're going federal, all right? So, listen, I just wanted to come down to you guys, chat for a little bit. Hey, bit. Okay, it is Jami. That's me here. Real quick, we got to talk about this Drake situation. You guys know that he and Kendrick Lamar have had a grueling beef that's been going on for some time. Last year, around maybe like Q1 at some point, Kendrick did a song with Future. Okay, he did a song with Future where he kind of dropped some disses, dropped a diss down to J. Cole as well as Drake and said, F the big three, it's just big meat. Go boom. Okay, that is what it was giving. All right, so he did that, and Drake came out. He had some things to say. J. Cole said, "Hey, he dropped his diss. Okay, we were here for the diss, and he said, you know what, my bad, my bad. I done got word that you finna lay brother out." And this ain't really got anything to do with me. You know what I'm saying? I was just a casualty of war, just a little piece. You know what I'm saying? I don't even feel right about the way that I dissed you. So let me moonwalk to the bed. My bad, fam. We all good. I'm a little disgusted with myself actually for what I did. So let me get the hell up out of here. Okay? Let me let Drake catch that light skin fade on his own. Let me scoot back up out of this. Okay? And so that's what J. Cole did. J. Cole stepped out of the way so that Drake can get as many bullets as he would like to get. Okay? Drake came out. Drake said, drop a 50 bags with it. Drop a 50. So he came out and said, drop and give me 50. Drop and give me 50. Drop and give me 50. And that is what Kendrick did. Okay, so it was some back and forth. A lot of things that was going on between the guys. But when I tell you, Kendrick came with that mighty blow and hit him with the shut the hell up with not like us. They not like us. They not like us. Hey, yeah. Listen, they not like us. They not like us, okay? That's what it was giving. Say, oh, the hoe, say, oh, the, then stare this way, stare that way. So it was giving a lot, okay? He referred to the man as a pedo, PDF, okay? It has been a lot of things going on, all right? Listen, all is fair in beefs, let you guys tell it. Just last year, coming up on a year where Nicki Minaj pretty much came at Miss Megan Thee Stallion and talking about her lying on her dead mom. All right. A lot of us felt like she kind of went too far. You know, did she really? Okay. Because a lot of, they say all is fair. Okay. In the beef. Well, Drake feels as though it's not as fair so far, and so much so that he decided that he was going to sue his label over lyrics and things that were said. Well, not so much as lyrics, but he was going to sue his label over pretty much pushing the Kendrick Lamar song. Okay. And that song he felt was defaming him. All right. So, of course, Drake was trying to get that out there. He was like, hey, I'm suing you guys. I am petitioning to get as much information from you all as possible because I need to gear up for the lawsuit that is going to be presented in front of me. So I'm on your head tops about that, right? And a lot of people was on his head, and people were like, why, Drake? Why are you doing this? Like the same type of things that, Spotify, Universal were doing for Kendrick, they were doing for you because, he was alleging and accusing them of, hyping up certain numbers and stuff like that, and or whatever the case, to make it seem like the song was bigger than what it really was. And so, he was really upset about that. And so he wanted to sue. Matter of fact, let me read this over here. They're saying the original legal action was tied to allegations that UMG and Spotify held key documents and communications relevant to a potential future lawsuit. The petition also accused UMG of giving Spotify a lower licensing rate for Not Like Us in exchange for the streaming platform recommending the song to listeners, okay? The exact nature of the potential claims remains unclear, though previous reporting suggested that Drake was seeking to address issues related to his music catalog and licensing agreements, okay? They say Drake, whose legal and business affairs are often handled through Frozen Moments LLC has yet to comment publicly on the decision to withdraw the case, because as of yesterday, this case was indeed withdrawn. Okay, he decided to withdraw his petition against Universal Music as well as Spotify, where he accused them of inflating numbers and things for the popularity and making Not Like Us seem like a bigger track than what it was. Okay. So a lot of people was on his head like, yo, when do we sue in rap beefs? When does that happen? Okay, that's not how this works. That's not the culture or anything. So Drake has gotten a lot of backlash. Not only has he gotten a ton of embarrassment after the Not Like Us track has dropped, but he has gotten a ton of backlash from his peers. All right, people calling into question, his art, what it is that he does, all because, again, he's a mixed man that y'all have allowed to come in here and do his thing. He is half black, but they brought that back up, okay? This is the white side of him that's acting up. This is the Canadian side of him that's acting up, okay? That's wanting to sue over beefs and this, that, and the other. So Drake has faced a lot of scrutiny and backlash, all right, regarding this matter with Kendrick Lamar, and now with the lawsuit with Spotify and UMG, okay? Well, we do have new details that I would like for us to get into, because although Drake did withdraw the lawsuit with Universal and UMG the other day, it appears that not necessarily, okay? There's another layer to it, and I definitely want us to get into it. So make sure that you guys are liking up the video, because it's federal. It is federal at this point, and it is indeed crazy. We're going to hop over here on New York Times, and we're going to get into this article that they drafted up for the people. They put out to let us know what's really going on, okay? So they're saying that Drake sues his label, calling Kendrick Lamar's Not Like Us defamatory. Now, why he's not directly suing Kendrick, I'm not sure. And maybe we'll find out in this article exactly who he's suing, but it looks like he's still maybe gearing up to go against UMG, which is his label, which is also just crazy, right? I'm really surprised. And I guess Spotify will still be a part of this as well. He withdrew it from, I guess, where it was in the courts and decided to take it to another level. So this is crazy. Okay, so let us get more into it, and definitely let me know your thoughts down below. They're saying during a venomous back and forth barrage of diss tracks last year, the rappers Drake and Kendrick Lamar accused one another of phoniness, hypocrisy, and abuse. But while fans anointed Lamar's chart-topping single Not Like Us the battle's knockout blow, Drake saw the song's punchlines invoking pedophilia, all right, as something far more insidious and with real world consequences. Now, they go on to say in a lawsuit filed Wednesday in federal court, the artist-born Aubrey Drake Graham sued Universal Music Group, the record company behind both rappers, for defamation and harassment, calling its release and promotion of Not Like Us an example of valuing corporate greed over the safety and well-being of its artists. Listen, it's given to me that Drake is now at a place where he is trying to expose the very label that helped him get to where he's at. Okay, of course he was signed to Young Money and everything, but listen, the stardom, and it was not so much as the stardom, but the additional fame that Drake has gained being under Universal Music Group. Listen, what they've done for Kendrick, I do feel like they've done for him, and for him to expose it because he's not getting his way. I do feel two ways about it. One, you're giving a full-on temper tantrum because you're not getting your way, and you thought the beef that you had with Kendrick, you were just that much better that. You thought you were just automatically going to win. You literally sat up there and said, drop a 50 bad 20. Like, you wanted him to drop, and he dropped, and then now you're upset about it, and you want to throw a tantrum and be, I can't get my way. That is what this is looking like. But also, at the same time, it's like, hey, listen, if somebody done call me a pedo, okay, and my stuff is on the line, it's like, I'm on your head talk just a little piece, okay? You're not going to sit up here and say that about me, okay? So I do understand it, but at the same time, it's like you guys are having a rap beef. So maybe if this would have happened at a different time frame, right? Maybe back in the early 2000s, late 90s or something like that, maybe you could say these things in lyrics that'll be big and nobody will think about it and they'll keep pushing forward. But now in today's time, when you refer to somebody as violating anyone, okay, child, adult, whatever it is, okay, that you may violate, like a lot is on the line and you can lose a lot of things just by the allegations, whether it's proven to be true or not to be true. You can begin to lose things just off of the mere accusations. Okay. So, it's a twofold thing. Like, I get it, but then at the same time, it's a rap beef and everybody like understands what it is. A lot of people don't see you like that, even though there may be some that do. But either way, do we have to go to this level with it? I'll allow you Drake fans to fight it out in the comments. I know you're going to do that anyway, because that's just how you is, okay? Period. But we're going to get into more. All right. I'm still looking at this last line where it says corporate greed over the safety and well-being of its artists. And it's like, really? Did you care about the other artists when you were over there benefiting and profiting or whatever the case is? You about own other people's music your damn self, and you want to sit up here and talk about greed over the safety and well-being of its artists. That's really, really funny, okay? It's just... pot meeting kettle a few. But anywho, so let's talk about it. They're saying the suit brought in the U.S. District Court for the Southern District of New York accuses Universal of having approved, published, and launched a campaign to create a viral hit out of a rap track that was intended to convey the specific, unmistakable, and false factual allegation that Drake is a criminal pedophile, and to suggest that the public should resort to vigilante justice in response. Now, I don't know about that. To suggest that the public should resort to vigilante justice in response, that actually makes no sense. Like, are you trying to fault them for that? That's not necessarily connecting for me. And guess what? I feel like us audience chose, in my opinion, I feel like we chose the song that was going to be the hit for us. And it's a bop and it's a hit. Just like they're trying to ban TikTok and people are choosing what the next app is going to be, which is Red Note. They have become the #1 app in the App Store because millions of people who are migrating from TikTok are going over to Red Note. All right. So people don't understand how much we influence things. So I feel like the audience, the listeners, the fans, the supporters, they chose the next big hit, the next big song, and that was going to be Not Like Us. Maybe you could have dropped a track. Well, actually, after Not Like Us, Drake did drop a track, but I don't think that it was as big enough for anybody to give a damn about because Not Like Us was just that much more better. Maybe you should have kept dropping. Maybe you should have did back to back. Okay? Remember how you did Meek Mill back to back? It was okay when you did it. It's a problem when they do it. Got it. Okay. You did it back to back with Meek Mill. Okay. Meek Mill didn't take it any further. Granted, you probably didn't call him a battle, but you probably said some things in there that he probably could have been like, okay, I'm suing. And he didn't. But let's keep going. So you guys let me know, do you feel like Drake is losing major cool points with the level to which he is willing to take this particular case? Let me know your thoughts, all right? So they go on to say nothing, or shall I say noting that the cover art for Not Like Us features a photo of Drake's Toronto home dotted with markers meant to represent the presence of RSOs, okay? Registered offenders is what. It's a kiki because it's the audacity. I couldn't believe it. I said, no, kids, you did not take this man's house and put ... I cannot. Straight violence, all right? Back to professionalism. Okay, so the complaint invokes a shooting at the residence days after the song's release that injured a security guard, calling it the 2024 equivalent of Pizzagate, and cites 2 other attempted trespassers in the days that follow. So they're citing these things into the lawsuit, but then my question is, how does that directly connect back to Universal Music Group? Are you saying because they made this song so popular and made this song as big as it is, then the people decided to harass you over the big old song? Okay. I don't believe it. Let's keep going. So they go on to say the suit was brought on behalf of Drake by Michael Godeleb. Not sure if I said it right. Okay, Michael G., a partner at the firm Wilkie Farr and Gallagher, who has previously represented the owner of the Washington pizzeria targeted by the Pizzagate conspiracy theories and the election workers falsely accused by Rudolph Giuliani of aiding a false plot to steal the 2020 presidential election. All right. They go on to say in November, Drake had initiated pre-litigation actions against Universal in state court in New York and Texas, naming Spotify and the radio conglomerate iHeartMedia as potential participants in an elaborate scheme to promote Not Like Us using bots and payola. Now, when you say that, baby, that means that you too. You too. If they look, what people be saying about the Lord, if God will do it for you, He'll do it for me too. Well, guess what? If Universal did it for Him, they did it for you too. Period. Okay. And right now, what you looking for is sympathy and payola, according to Miss Nikki. Okay. So then it goes on to say on Tuesday, representatives for Drake withdrew the earlier filing in New York against Universal and Spotify in favor of the federal lawsuit filed Wednesday. A hearing in the Texas matter, which includes iHeartMedia, was delayed until later this month. In a statement at the time, a spokesman for Universal Music said the suggestion that UMG would do anything to undermine any of its artists is offensive and untrue. We employ the highest ethical practices in our marketing and promotional campaigns. No amount of contrived and absurd legal arguments in this pre-action submission can mask the fact that fans choose the music they want to hear. Universal did not immediately respond to a request for a comment about the lawsuit. Okay, they say the long shimmering tension between Drake and Lamar, who had collaborated early in their careers, exploded into full-on musical beef last spring across 8 rapidly released songs that included escalating personal attacks. Correct, because Drake was sitting over there talking about that man's wife, saying that, the child wasn't his. So it's been a lot, okay? Trying to allege that man had been SA'd or whatever when he was younger. There was a lot. So you want to talk about somebody SAing him when he was younger, bringing up somewhat of a pedophile or whatever. Well, then how about we get into some things and talk about you for a little bit? That's what it was giving, in my opinion, coming from Kendrick. They go on to say on one track, Family Matters, Drake questioned whether Lamar's manager had secretly fathered one of his children and alleged that Lamar had beat on his romantic partner and covered it up. Soon after, on Meet the Grams, Lamar equated Drake with Harvey Weinstein, calling him a pervert and a sick man who should die to make the world safer for women. The following day, Lamar released Not Like Us, which includes lyrics like, "Say Drake, I hear you like I'm young. I can't. You better ever go to cell block." Anywho, child. So they go on to say, calling the rapper and his crew certified P's, who should be registered and placed on neighborhood watch. All right. The track, which according to Drake's lawsuit cloaks cleverly dangerous lyrics behind a catchy beat and inviting hook, went on to top the Billboard singles chart and has since been streamed more than 1 billion times on Spotify alone. Baby, this man is sicky dicky. Sicky dicky down, girl. He is sicky wicky lit. He is pissed. Let's keep going. At the Grammy Awards next month, Not Like Us is nominated for 5 awards, including Record and Song of the Year. The following week, Lamar will headline the Super Bowl halftime show in New Orleans. Now, I refuse to believe that this man not finna win a few, if not all 5 awards, okay? It has to be Record and or Song of the Year. If those are 2 separate awards, honey, it has to be, because that is a major hit that was playing worldwide, period. And you're just gonna have to sit in this L, okay? Which is this lawsuit, okay, and that lost, all right? So anywho, they go on to say this lawsuit is not about the artist who created Not Like Us, the suit says. It is intended entirely about UMG, the music company that decided to publish, promote, exploit, and monetize allegations that it understood were not only false, but dangerous. So if that's the case, then I feel like Kendrick should sue too, because then you accuse this man of actually abusing his woman. Okay, and then the wife should sue as well, well, she's not his wife, but his baby mom or whatever, his girlfriend should sue as well, because you defamed her character by saying that she pretty much slept with his manager and that one of the kids may not be his. What? But it's not about that artist. It's about UMG. It's about UMG and what they allow to move forward and become a big hit. That's what it's about. should Kendrick and his wife or his fiance put forth a lawsuit, it shouldn't be about Drake and what he said, though. It should be about what UMG allowed. Child, let's keep going. So then they say to prove defamation, a public figure must not only show the false information was published, broadcast, and or spoken, harming their reputation, but that the publisher did so while knowing that the information was false or with substantial doubts about its accuracy. Now, that's going to be interesting because, listen, did it really harm your reputation? What have you lost? What opportunities have you lost at this time? And when they play all of the facts out, it was given a beef. You dissed him and said some derogatory things. He did the same. I think you guys should call it even. Let the label go about their business. You go about yours, whatever the case is. All right, let's keep going. Now, they say while Lamar may not have met the standard as a defendant, this lawsuit is not about a war of words between artists. Yeah, y'all want to try and make that clear. Because y'all know y'all client said some things he probably also should not have said. But they go on to say the suit reiterates, it argues that Universal would not have been in business with Drake since 2009 if it had reason to believe that any allegations of SEX abuse were true. But see, if that's the case, then I personally feel like some of the labels should go, and some of the ladies that were violated by R. Kelly should go back and sue that label. Okay, because and here's another thing: you could sign a person and not be aware of their actions, and they may have not committed any actions until, let's say, 10 or 20 years. 10 to 20 years down the line, they may have committed an act or something. Why should they have to be responsible for all the way back then, when you didn't commit the incident or whatever until later? Maybe when they signed you in 2009, they didn't see you as being that person. Maybe they weren't aware of it. Maybe it just came to light for them because of what Kendrick said in 2024. So I don't know. We'll have to see. You guys, chime in. I know you're going to do that anyway because, again, that's just how y'all is, all right? Now, they say, but as a potential motive for the company promoting Not Like Us aggressively, it invokes contract negotiations between Universal and Lamar, who was under a short-term deal with the company that was extended late last year, according to the suit, as well as with Drake, whose contract is up for negotiations this year. Okay, so Drake, are you trying to strong arm these people just a little piece so you could get out of this deal, or so you could get a better deal of some sort? Like, what's really going on with the deal, Drake? All right, they go on to say, by devaluing Drake's music and brand, UMG would gain leverage to force Drake to sign a new deal on terms more favorable to UMG. Now, see, I don't believe that. I don't believe that. First of all, any deal most labels do, they are going, I'm going to say, most deals that any label does, let me say that, they're going to do things that's going to be in favor of them. It's always been set up like that for many a years. And then you guys negotiate. They try to meet you in the middle. It is what it is. I think that it's the opposite situation happening. I think Drake had a full understanding of what was coming up. And maybe what Drake is saying is true, but I don't believe that if that is true, it's UMG alone. I do feel like Drake is also using this as an opportunity to get a more favorable deal himself for 2024 or 2025, for this coming year when it's up for negotiations. Okay, so I can see him taking this federal, trying to get what he wants out of the deal, and say, if you give me XYZ, then I'll drop the suit. Right? So it's more so, in my opinion, you trying to get what you want out of the deal versus them. Let me know your thoughts, all right? So they go on to say, following the incidents at his home, Drake attempted to inform Universal about the harm the song was causing, including having to remove his young son from his elementary school due to safety concerns, according to the lawsuit, but was told that he would face humiliation if he brought legal action. Child, you was gonna face humiliation anyway. That ain't have shit to do with Universal making you face humiliation. And then now, really, your son had to change schools due to safety concerns, really? That could be true, but I don't think that it has much to do with that song. I really, really don't. But you guys can leave your thoughts and comments down below. All right. I am going to give it just 1 second. I'm going to hop over real quick to Twitter just to get the reaction of the fans and how everybody is feeling about this new news about Drake and what Drake is deciding to do. So let us get into that for a second. All right, let's look at some quotes, okay? Over on Phil Lewis's post, he made a post reporting on this, and I see some people saying, "Not Like Us did irreplaceable damage on dude." Someone else says this is what he really wanted to sue for in the first place because he deluded himself into thinking he could take the industry down with him. Okay, the same man who called Kendrick a wife beater with no proof. That's exactly what I said. Someone says, as Corrupt once says, BITCHNIGGA, you more of a BITCH than a BITCH. Okay? Someone else says they should countersue because he was making allegations too. Ugh. I hate a hypocrite. That's what they say. All right. Let's see. Someone says he accused Kendrick of beating his wife on a track. So this is check the ball up and stop wasting time. All right. Someone says, does he really want to go to discovery about those allegations against UMG lawyers? Kendrick really got this man so flustered, he's bringing himself all the way down. Okay. People are feeling like Drake is doing this to himself. If there's any damage to his career, it's all on him. Someone else says, but I thought the Epstein angle was what he expected. And they fed Dot the information, right? Didn't he say he already knew everything that Kendrick was going to say because they fed him the information? Now, all of a sudden, the information was salacious. Maybe, though, let me say this. Maybe they did feed him the information just for him to do this, only for him to come back and sue. Because this was the plan the whole time. Yikey, dikey. All right? Someone says, I just find it real funny how everyone was like, if the PDO stuff isn't true, why isn't he doing anything about that? And then when he does something about it, y'all like he's just mad that he lost the beef. Okay, now granted, it is given that he lost the beef, and that's why I said earlier that I feel two ways. Like, I do understand if you're calling me out my name and saying that I did this, that, and the other, that comes with strong consequences to that. But also, what consequences has Drake truly faced since the song was put out like that? What has he really faced? This man still roaming the same streets, doing the same things. I haven't seen not much of a change at all. People still posted up, linked up, going crazy. Let me tell y'all something. Rory and Maul are about to be screaming into, especially Maul. Okay? He gonna break the mic. The way that he gonna be yelling so loud in it, going crazy about it. Because y'all know he literally lives up Drake's ass, okay? Between him and academics, I don't know which cheek they fight over the most, okay? But anywho, so they're going to be loud as hell, all right? But again, I get it, but sir, it's one of those things. I get it. However, come on now. Stop playing in the people's face. Just a little piece, all right? Just a little piece. Somebody says, so everyone knows what Drake filed at first was a petition, not an actual lawsuit. He pulled that and then filed an actual lawsuit. And he went federal, okay? They go on to say, when UMG pull out all the evidence of Drake actually being a PD, wow, I don't want to see none of his delusional fans making excuses. On top of Drake saying he supposedly fed Kendrick's camp these allegations. He just needs to be quiet, the people are saying, okay? Someone else says he is acting exactly how Kendrick said he would act because he is in fact not like us. Child, that right there is crazy work, okay? That is crazy work. Well, listen, I just need to come and give you guys the breakdown from what I saw over on New York Times. You guys, leave your thoughts and comments down below. I'm sure as the lawsuit comes in and we get more details of the actual full lawsuit, I likely won't cover it, but my husband will cover it. Jay Nolan, you guys can go over to his channel and check that out at some point later today whenever those details drop, all right? That is all that I have at this time. I'm Jami, that's me. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share my videos. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at JamiThatsMe. And of course, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.
Yeah, tell him I preach to the choir. Stand with my feet to the fire. Give all the glory to God. Stand in the midst of these haters, I'm silent, nobody can stop me. Just gotta check in my notification, them numbers hit like it's a proxy. Cashed out at the ATM, and the ATL, they done made a gym. I've been kicking doors like the ATF, got them trying to clone me like Agent Smith. Game time, I invade the gym, high elevated, I can face the rim. Putting shots up, I got laser focus, about to take it over, I'm Invader Zim. On a trip to Florida like it's A&M. Who that nigga, man, they say I'm him. Spit the truth, never wasting film, I